Okay, hey y'all, it is time to shut all my open cabinets while I'm filming, just so they can be reopened later, and I'll probably forget to close them later when I'm filming, but that's okay. It is the Tuesday after Easter, April 6th, and tonight for dinner we are making enchiladas. I still have to look and see if I've already done this video, because I would be mad if I filmed it this time and already did it and couldn't upload it. But I'll show you what we're gonna need, and then I'll check, and then we'll get started with the prep. So we're gonna do homemade enchiladas. I forgot to get some of the stuff out now that I think about it. We're gonna do, for the third time, homemade enchiladas. We're gonna do refried beans. We're gonna do Spanish rice, and we're also gonna make guacamole and pico de gallo to go with it, because you can't, my husband can't have any type of Mexican food without guacamole or pico de gallo. So, oh, forgot like the main ingredient you need for enchiladas, the tortillas. Can't have enchiladas without tortillas. Okay, so I didn't put this out in a neat, organized fashion, so I think what we're going to do is we're going to do this kind of like how I do my, sorry y'all are going to look at the top of my head because I'm shortening my tripod. We're going to do this the way I do my grocery hauls, and I'm going to have the camera facing me. So, and I'll just show you one ingredient at a time and tell you what it's going to be used for. Let me see if I shortened it enough. Nope, it needs to be a tad shorter. Is that short enough? Still no. Do y'all like when I leave these things in here? Or no? That might be a little crooked. Sorry if it is, but it is what it is. Okay. So, we'll start with the order we're going to make the food in. Pause, I've got a baby crying. Alright, it's 1:15. The baby was ready for his afternoon nap and bottle, so we got that taken care of. Please don't touch. Thank you. Let me turn you so I can be seen. Okay. Leave that stuff alone, please. Obviously, for guacamole, you need avocados, Roma tomatoes, limes. Now, the tomatoes and the limes will also be used for the pico de gallo, along with onions. I'm using 2 onions because I will be using them for pico de gallo and to put in the enchilada, when I cook the meat for the enchiladas, they will go in there. Delson, quit. Okay. Also, cilantro will also be going in the guacamole, the pico de gallo, and the enchiladas. Garlic will be going in the guacamole and the enchiladas. Y'all already know this is what I use for my Spanish rice. One of these days I'm going to get brave and try to make it myself, but today's not that day. These are the beans I use for my refried beans. They're the ranch style pinto beans with jalapeno peppers. You're obviously going to need, we use corn. I know some people use flour. We use corn. The white corn tortillas for our enchiladas. Okay, so before I tell you the rest of the ingredients you're going to need for the enchiladas. So this is the recipe I base my enchilada recipe off of Ree Drummond's recipe in her very first cookbook. It's on page 176. And no shade to Ree Drummond, but I think her meat and enchiladas come out really bland. She doesn't really season them. All she calls for is the meat, an onion, diced green chilies, and with my kids eating this, those are too spicy for them, and salt. That's all she puts in there. And so I do modify this. Okay. So you only need 28 ounces of red enchilada sauce. You could use green. I don't like green enchilada sauce, so even when I make chicken enchiladas, I use red sauce. But my store only had the 19-ounce cans, so I got 2 of those. And I'll just leave a little in one of them. Okay. Salt and pepper. I need to refill this. I have a bag to refill it out of. And pepper. That's for everything. To my meat, I'm going to add chili powder and ground cumin with the salt and the pepper and the garlic and the onions. Just to give it a little flavor. You're also going to need 2 cups of chicken broth. I have 2 cans out here. I think 1 will suffice. You don't need 2 cans, and I'll probably only end up using 1. I have a 2-pound container of 80/20 ground beef. I know a lot of people prefer like the 97.3 or the 90 or the 88/12 or the 90/10 or whatever. I prefer this. There's a lot of flavor in the fat, and I feel like it just works better for enchiladas, so I like to use this. We're also going to need a little bit of flour and a little bit of oil. That's everything we're going to need tonight to cook dinner. I'm going to put the stuff away that we're not going to use for the enchiladas that like needs to go in the refrigerator right now. I think that's just the meat, really. Just the meat needs to go in the refrigerator. Because, like I said, it's only now it's 1:20. It's only 1:20, and I won't cook dinner till probably 5:30. And you could cook up your meat. Like I could go ahead and cook up my meat right now and just strain it, put it in the refrigerator, and make my enchiladas later. Okay. So, all this other stuff that we don't need right now, I'm going to stack up here on top of the flour. That way it's already out and I don't have to worry about forgetting anything while we're cooking. Okay. I'm going to turn y'all around. Get y'all down here. Take my brace off, because I feel like chopping is going to be really hard with this on, and this is probably really going to hurt. But I can't go another day without cooking my family dinner. I think we're going to use this knife tonight. I'm going to use this cutting board. I need a couple of bowls. I need a bowl for the guacamole. And then a bowl for the pico de gallo. Okay, and then also we're going to need a bowl for the extra onion for the enchiladas. And the cilantro. Okay. See, I don't ever know which is the best way to film. If it's... Okay, so we're going to do... I'm probably going to film it the other way. I don't know. We'll see. So I want you to tell me, is angle 1, this angle, better for you? Now I'm going to stop the recording. That way it's a whole new clip. And if it comes upside down, I can flip it in editing. And then I'm going to maybe see if, see with this tripod, see if I do it this, if I put it here, you know what, I'm not, because I know exactly what's going to happen. This is going to be upside down. And I'm just going to do it from the side because I'm going to be too lazy to flip it in editing. I know. So. Let me see if I can get this tripod leg out of the frame. There we go. Okay. First, we're gonna start by opening up our avocados. Y'all, oh, I shouldn't do that. I'm just gonna use 2 because my husband is the only one in the house who likes guacamole. Oh, I need my citrus squeezer. I need to bring my trash can over here. Okay. Y'all see what I'm doing? Well, y'all are about to see tiny hands. Please leave that alone. Thank you. Please leave that alone. Do not lick it. I need to use that to cook. Quit. Ow! Made me hurt myself. These avocados are a tad on the, just a little bit extra ripe, but that's okay. It'll make them easier to mash, and it's making them a lot easier to squeeze out, so it's not hurting my hand as bad. I've come to realize in my almost 7 years of being a mother that moms tend to, no please, moms tend to put themselves on the back burner even when like they're not feeling good or they're hurt, because we still have a family to take care of. Please leave it, buddy. Thank you. Like, even after I had my C-section with my youngest, I went in on a Wednesday, came home on a Friday, and that Sunday was my daughter's birthday, and I was up baking cake. No, I didn't bake the cake. My grandma baked the cake for me because I didn't know if I would be up for it. Did I leave the stem? No. This does not look like very much. Anyways, but I was cleaning the house, making dinner, wrapping presents. Let's see, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 4 days after my C-section. But my sister has had C-sections and my aunt has had C-sections, and so I knew everybody always told me that the sooner you get up and walk after a C-section, the better it'll feel and the quicker you'll heal. So by the time they came to move me from my recovery room to my postpartum room, I was, my legs were already back to having feeling in them. And so I walked from my recovery room to my postpartum room, which was a pretty long walk. And the nurses didn't want me to. They wanted me to take the wheelchair, but I told them, no, you follow behind me in the wheelchair. And if I feel like I need to sit down, I'll sit down. But nope, I walked all the way. And I felt pretty good. I mean, I was in a little bit of pain. I did take the Percocet they offered. At first I wasn't going to because I wasn't in that much pain. I just took the ibuprofen. But then about 2 hours after taking the ibuprofen, I needed the Percocet. Okay, now we're just going to chop up our tomatoes. Do y'all like it when I ramble while I cook and y'all just watch me and see what I'm doing? Or do y'all like it when I, like, talk you through it? And you can make your tomato pieces as big or as little as you want. My husband prefers his pretty small. So that's what I do. I just realized, I only cut up one tomato, huh? And I still gotta make pico de gallo. Oh well, I'll just cut another one. Does anybody else get like kind of disappointed when they buy their kids a Happy Meal and the toy is like a bobblehead. Like, kids don't want bobbleheads. I quit getting my kids meals from Sonic because my kids don't want spoons. You know? If you hear that noise, my son got, if y'all saw my grocery haul, y'all saw that little jumpy ball thing that we got our baby for Easter? That the Easter bunny got our son for Easter. I think my 4-year-old enjoys it more than the baby does, but it's like I was telling my husband last night, at this age, our youngest is 9, almost 10 months. He'll be 10 months old in 4 days. We buy the toys more for his brother and sister, not for him. He would play with would prefer play with a empty water bottle than toys or an empty box or his older brother's cars. So that's okay though. We'll put this tomato in the pico de gallo, not the pico de gallo, in the guacamole. Okay, and then I need to cut up a couple more for the pico de gallo. My wrist is kind of starting to hurt, but we're almost done with the chopping. Almost done with the chopping. We got the tomato. I'm going to get a paper towel. Wipe this off. Okay. Now we're going to do onion. These onions are starting to go bad. I've had them for, oh, dang. Why does my husband always have to work? I'm a strong, independent woman. I don't need no man. Not to cut my onions anyways. I shared this picture on Facebook the other day, and it said, it had one that, at the top it said, cooking together is a form of intimacy, and then at the bottom it said, anybody who actually cooks doesn't want anyone in the kitchen with them. Because it's true, I can't stand people in the kitchen trying to cook with me. Because then they try to tell me how to do things, and I'm like, listen, I don't need you to tell me how to do this. And then I can't watch other people cook in the kitchen because when they're doing something wrong, I can't. Like, that's why I have a hard time. I do it because I like to support my people, but I have a hard time watching cooking videos sometimes because if somebody does something a way I wouldn't do it and I think my way is better, I know I shouldn't think like that, but, you know, I'm always yelling at my phone and I want to type a comment so bad saying you should really do it this way next time. Or like watching somebody make cookies and then they don't cream their flour and sugar, or not their flour and sugar, their butter and sugar together. Oh, it makes me angry. What do you want? Put that in the trash. No, it's yucky. Put it in the trash. What? Let me see. No, we gotta cut them out. Mommy's scissors are broken. I just don't want to do it. Put it in the trash, please. Oh, my eyes. Hold on a minute. He threw a fit because I'm a mean mom and he wanted these little squares cut out of this old Happy Meal box, and I'm not going to do it. And then he woke up his brother, and so now he has to tell his brother sorry. And now I'm going to have to go give the baby back his bottle. So pause again. Okay. That one onion may be plenty. No, it's not going to be. It's not going to be enough. So I need to cut up that other one if my eyes will quit burning. I hate cutting onions. I need to get me some of those onion goggles. If any of y'all have tried them, do they really work? Clean off our cutting board. Next is cilantro. Now y'all have seen me use my food processor, but with my wrist bothering me, I don't feel like trying to dig it out, so I'm not going to use it. I'm just going to try and unbushel this. Has anybody else's like bushels of cilantro and parsley at their store, and even like green onions, just not look very good lately? And y'all, I don't even try and pick off the stems, okay? If I get big ones cut off like this, I will pick them out, but my husband's going to be calling in a minute on his lunch break, so we might have to take a pause. And you chop up your cilantro as fine as you want. You can leave the leaves whole if you want. It's all personal preference. I chop mine up so some of them are fine and some of them are still big. That's just the way I do it. So we're going to put that here. I'm going to put some in here. Just a couple pinches. And we're also going to put a pretty big pinch in the pico de gallo. Maybe a little more. There we go. Okay. And that'll be left for the enchiladas. Now, I think this is the part that's really going to hurt me. I'm gonna try and do it with my left hand. I don't know if it'll work. Or maybe I should just get my meat mallet out and smack it. Okay. No, that's not gonna work, y'all. Okay. I just want to get it nice and soft. You know, I could use already squeezed lime juice, but... Okay. I know when anybody watching this is probably like, if it hurts, don't do it. Well, listen, I gotta feed my family, and I'm tired of giving them half-assed dinners or microwave dinners. That's what we've been living on for the past few days. Well, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. The last 4 days. We've either done like frozen pizza, pizza rolls, fish sticks, popcorn chicken, hot dogs, things like that. And I need to cook them a nice homemade dinner. And that's what I'm going to do. Crystal, don't yell at me. For probably hurting myself more than I already am. I'm trying to mainly use my left hand, but my left hand is not as strong as my right. I think that should be good. If my husband wants me to, I'll add more. I'm going to have to add another avocado, I think. I think I put 2. Nah, that'll be good. If he wants me to add more avocado, I'll add more avocado. I'm going to add a dollop of minced garlic. Mix that in. A little bit of salt. Mix that up. I'll probably have to add more for my husband, but that's fine. A little bit of pepper. Mix it up. And the guacamole is donezo. Now we need to do a line for the pico de gallo. Take this lid on here, turn the bowl upside down, give it a shake around, and then we'll open it and just give it a little extra stir because I did fill this bowl a little full for it to shake around really. And there's the pico de gallo. We need a lid. And now we're just gonna put this in the freezer. Not the freezer. We're not putting it in the freezer till tonight. We're putting it in the refrigerator until tonight. Hi. I'm gonna take a little break. Let my wrist rest after all that. And then I'll probably come back and go ahead and cook up the meat. And then that way tonight all I have to do is assemble and throw it in the, y'all can't even see me, throw it in the oven to bake. Okay, we'll see you back in a little bit. Alright y'all, now we are going to do our meat for dinner. I don't know about y'all, but I hate cooking in a tiny skillet. Even if I'm cooking just a little bit of food, I feel like I never have enough room. So, let's get our green beef out. And our extra onions we chopped up. And our extra cilantro. And we need our cumin and our chili powder. Our salt and our pepper. I still need to fill that salt up. Y'all can't see this very well. Dawson, you need to be quiet. Mommy's filming, please. Move, please. Dawson, no, move.
What's making you? Don't say my table. Don't say my table.
Yes, I'm going to use your table.
That is counter.
Mama's going to use it.
Okay.
There we go. Okay.
This.
Yes, I'm going to use it. Sorry, y'all.
It's mine, Mom.
Move, please, buddy. So we're only going to use half of this ground beef. You could double this recipe if you have more people in your family, or if y'all just eat more or whatever. I'm not going to measure it. I'm just going to... Mom, yep, that's about right. Okay, can you still see? Okay. I'm going to turn this on. I'm going to put this in the Ziploc bag over here and do that here in a minute. Glad I looked because I thought that was the onions and I was just about to dump it in there. Add a little bit of cilantro. Now, as y'all know, I don't really like cilantro, but my husband does, so I deal with it. Onions. Oh, you know what I forgot? Garlic. We need garlic. I know a lot of people wait till the end to add in their garlic, but I've never had a problem with mine burning. And that's because I put it on the top here. Like so, I think. This is why anyways. I'm not really sure. I don't know the science, but... And then as the ground beef renders fat and keeps liquid in there, it kind of keeps it from burning. That's what I think anyways. I don't know. I've never had it burn, so I don't know. You don't have to, you add what you want, don't add what you don't want. Salt, I need to fill this up here in a minute. Pepper. And just a couple dashes of chili powder. And a little bit of ground cumin. If y'all have been here for any length of time and watched any cooking videos, y'all know we don't do measurements in this house usually. Unless we are trying a brand new recipe. And even then, I'm likely to not.
That recipe, Mom? It's kitchen.
What, buddy?
Is that the one?
What? Mommy's gonna fill up her salt shaker. Shake it like a salt shaker.
I don't do.
On some what?
I don't do my mouth.
You don't need salt in your mouth, you weirdo. It'll make you sick. Anyways, if y'all use pink Himalayan salt, TJ Maxx or Ross is the place to buy it. For this shaker, I pay $5, and it's 1 pound and 1.6 ounces. But that's because you get the shaker. Now the bags, the little pink bags you get at Walmart, they're a pound, and I think they're like $3.99 or something. This is a 35.3 ounce, so that is almost 3 pounds of this, and I paid $3.99 at TJ Maxx. Now, this 5-pound bag that I bought it at Ross, and it was $5.99. So, just so y'all know, if y'all use pink Himalayan salt, stop buying it at Walmart because it's cheaper elsewhere. Oh, I have that on the wrong setting. Let's flip it over the other way. I keep forgetting that this stove, the two big eyes, have two different, you can just turn on the, can you see this? This right here, I need to clean my stove from breakfast this morning, but this ring right here, you can either, let me show you. See how just that ring is getting red if I use that setting? But then if I turn it over here, y'all probably don't really care. The whole thing gets red. I keep forgetting my old stove didn't have that. It just had one setting altogether, so that's been nice. Okay, I'm probably going to fast forward y'all through the rest of this process because I'm not going to sit here for 10 minutes while my ground beef browns and talk because I don't know what I would say. Inform me what my son is doing over there. There's an air vent under him. That's probably what he's doing. Slide y'all over here. So we can strain this. I really gave y'all a good angle, huh? You can't even see it. Okay, it is an hour until I'm gonna assemble these, so I'm just gonna I'm gonna move that skillet back off the hot eye, and I'm gonna sit this strainer in there so whatever grease is dripping will drip back into the pan, and let it cool off, because if you don't cook this at least like 10-15 minutes before you assemble, you will burn your hands. Alright, I'll see you back in about 30 minutes to an hour so we can start making warming up the sauce and thickening it up a little bit, and get the rest of the stuff going and assemble them, okay? I'll see y'all back here in a little bit. Okay, so we're gonna get started with the enchilada sauce, and I kept it quiet. Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and get our skillet going, or not our skillet, our pot on medium heat. Now, I've never done this before. I usually just use oil, but I'm going to use a little bit of the grease from our meat to do this. And since I'm not making as big of a batch as I usually do, I only put about half a tablespoon of that grease in here. And we're just going to let it warm up. And instead of using both cans of the enchilada sauce, I'm just going to use one, and that should be plenty. Okay, pause. I got to go have my husband open this can. Okay, now that my husband has opened the can, I'm going to set that to the side. We're going to add a tablespoon of flour, and whisk it together. And it don't look like I've added enough grease, so we're going to add just a pinch more. We're just going to add a little bit more at a time to loosen this flour mixture up. I think this is called a slurry or a roux, or not really sure. And just a touch more. Do her right there. Okay. And once it starts bubbling, you want it to bubble for about 1 minute. Okay. Once that's bubbled for 1 minute, we're gonna add 1 cup of chicken broth, our can of enchilada sauce. Novi, get down, away from me cooking, thank you. Oh, that hurts, let's not do that. We're gonna, you don't have to put the extra salt. Have a little bit of salt. A little bit of pepper. And then some cilantro. I'm going to whisk it together. And let it come to a boil. Boiling, I'm going to turn this back eye on low and move that here. I'm going to get our oil going for the tortillas, and we're just going to let that simmer while we're getting the tortillas ready. So as soon as our oil is ready, I will be back. All right. Let's check our oil. I doubt it's ready because it's only been like, I don't know, a few minutes.
Can me and you share stuffed animals? Which one?
It is ready enough. Okay, we're just gonna fry these enough to get them soft. We don't want them crunchy. Just enough to make them a little bit more pliable
So which way do you want?
to roll.
So which one do you want?
Well, maybe it wasn't quite ready.
Two. This one. Okay, there's one more. No, wait.
Okay, I'm gonna show you the difference.
Look at how they're old.
See this?
And I'll have
How it's not very floppy? Okay. See how that one is like
Nelson, I love when me and you get to spend time together.
so bendy
Hey, do you want to play houses?
and floppy?
This is our baby. This one
Put
is
it over here.
my baby too.
pressure just to kind of soak up the oil a little bit. I'm warning you now, this part is going to get messy, so you want to put your shredded cheese, some of it, if you have the big giant bag. If you just have the regular bag, you probably don't need to do this, but I buy the 5 or 7 pounds, whatever it is, in a bowl so you don't get sauce in your cheese. And you know what, I don't know if this is gonna work, we'll see. Okay, this time I'm gonna use these disposable pans so I don't have to try and lift my heavy glass pan that I usually. First, we're going to preheat our oven to 350 degrees. Okay. Stir this. Okay. And I'm just going to cover the bottom in some sauce. Not a whole bunch. Just enough to kind of cover it up. Okay.
Stand up.
All right, y'all. Now we're going to assemble. So, we're going to take our tortilla and dip it in the sauce. Put it on the plate. A little bit of cheese. And some meat. That was probably a bit much. Delson, please bring it down. And then we're gonna roll them. Can y'all see what I'm doing? I'm gonna set them over here.
No. No autos.
Put that in there. Get it nice and coated in sauce. Let the excess strip off. Cheese. Meat. Roll it up. Put it in the pan. Move this over. Now that we've got them in the pan, this is what I like to do. I like to take all this stuff and just sprinkle it over the top. Any meat that I have left, I just sprinkle it on the top. I probably could have fit 1 or 2 more enchiladas in each pan, but I'm just gonna sprinkle this meat over the top. Okay. Pour a little bit pour half of what, if you're making 1 pan, just pour it all over 1 pan. But since I have 2 little pans, we're just gonna.
Nelson, wake me up. Nelson, wake me up.
Okay. Now that we got the sauce on there, we're just going to
Wake me up.
cover it with cheese. You can skip this step and just put it in the oven, but we like cheese on top of ours. And you could do, put these in the oven, and instead of putting shredded cheese on top, put them in the oven without cheese and do white queso over the top. You can get that quesadilla cheese and use that. Okay. Our oven is preheated to 350. Y'all, quiet. I will not say it again. Delson? Our oven is preheated to 350. And I do not have the convection turned up. Delson! Get on the couch and be quiet. Sit down. I don't have the convection on because it's not really good for high-sided pans. I just have the regular part of the oven on. And we're going to bake it for 20 minutes. Okay. Let me scooch you over closer here to our cast iron skillet. Katie? No, you get on the couch and sit down. Delson in the chair and Katie on the couch. I will not say it again. I am filming. I want you to be quiet. Delson, sit on your butt and be quiet. Actually, I'm going to bring these beans. I'm going to turn this eye off. Bring the cast iron over here. Because this, I fixed this skillet better. Alright. I've just got it on about medium heat. I'm going to take those ranch style pinto beans with jalapenos in them. And we're going to put them in the pan. Since I have small children, I'm going to pick these jalapenos out. Before I had children, I did not pick the jalapenos out. Adam was the first human. Somebody who's long dead and gone. Alright, we're going to add just that touch of oil, about a tablespoon, maybe a little more. I'm gonna mix it in. And we're gonna let those boil for just a couple of minutes so that they can soften up to be mashed. Okay, I just had to explain the sunset and sunrise and how the Earth is spinning around the sun and rotating and all that. So now it's time to mash. Turn it on low. Mix it up. It's still gonna be need to be mashed a little bit. Oh, I just twisted my knee and it does not feel good. Oh. I'm gonna add just a splash of milk. Stir that in. Give it another little mash up here, not a bunch, just a little. One more pass through with the masher here. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna let that sit like that. I'm gonna go ahead and microwave my rice for 90 seconds a packet. Alright, while this is just sitting, we're mainly just waiting on the enchiladas. I will be back. Okay, now that our enchiladas, the timer has gone up. And get them out. You never realize how heavy an oven door is until your hand is, you know, a little gimpy. There we go. Turn off your oven. I forgot to stir my beans, so hopefully they're not burnt to the bottom of my skillet. They're not. Okay. Now, per usual, we're going to assemble my husband's plate. Because, per usual, his will be a lot more interesting and a lot more pretty than mine, so. I will show you mine assembled. It will be boring. Okay. So I'm gonna give my husband. Whoops, broke that one. I'm not talking here. 3 enchiladas. Let me go make sure if he wants anything on top of them before I do that. Okay, I had to make sure. And now that I think of it, I might have made that pico de gallo for nothing, but I can always send it to my mother-in-law's house. She'll eat it. Stir this up. Okay. I'm just gonna add a dollop of guacamole. A dollop of sour cream. Okay. Some beans on his plate. Cadence. Give him some rice on his plate. Y'all are getting a lot of mom voice tonight. Okay, and of course, cheese on both. And then sour cream. Sour cream. Alright, and that's the hubby's plate. And I'll be back to show you mine. Okay, here's my plate. I'm going to have to take a picture of this plate. I should have done a picture of my husband's plate. It's so much prettier, but I'll just take a picture of this one. Alright, that's going to be it. That's going to be it from me. My wrist is really hurting. I need to feed the baby. He's getting cranky. I need to eat. I'm getting hangry. And it's already 6:30. So, I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.